We hear a lot about culture in our daily conversation. I think we all from time to time need to step back and say, okay, is the culture helping us or is the culture hurting us? The saint we're talking about today is Anthony of the Desert. He lived in a time where he basically decided the culture is bankrupt. Okay, and yes, the culture of his times had problems. I think the culture of our times has 10 times more problems, 100 times more problems than the culture of his times. Anthony of the Desert decided to go to the desert. He basically said, the culture is bankrupt, I'm leaving it behind. I'm going to go out and live in the desert. I'm going to live a life of prayer and reflection. And that's how I'm going to become a better version of myself, become all God created me to be, and try and live a good life. At different points in history, we do need people to separate from the culture in order to reflect very deeply on the culture. But we're not all called to run away from the culture in such a complete and absolute way as Anthony did. Parents often ask me, what can I do to help my child, live the faith or, become a better version of themselves or take these ideas seriously in their life? I encourage parents to, write down a 2-sentence description of their child or how they envision they would like their child to be when their child is 21, and then another 2-sentence description of how they would like their child to be when their child is 35, and another 2-sentence description of how they like their child to be when their child is 50. And then when I read over those descriptions with the parent, what I point out to them is what they describe is a countercultural person. No parent says, just give me the average 21-year-old. That's my vision for my child. Give me the average 21-year-old in the culture, and I'm good with that. There isn't a parent on the planet that has that vision for their child. Our vision for our children tends to be countercultural. And so then we have to ask ourselves, okay, well, what in my life is countercultural? How will my children learn to be countercultural? We may be in the culture, but we don't have to be of the culture. And we are called to be in the culture so that we can share the truth, beauty, goodness of our faith with other people. And the saints, every single one of them, were very, very aware. They had this awareness of the relationship between their spirituality and the culture. They had this awareness that spirituality could build in them a strength so that they could go out and have a positive impact on society, on the culture. But if they got lazy in their spirituality, a reverse osmosis began to take place, and that is the culture began to have an impact on them, and usually a very negative one. And so our question today is culture helping you, or is the culture hurting you?